Buds.
There you are.
How are you? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I like it. You're right on time. Beautiful. Could I have a virtual facial massage right now? I'm very much in need.
Hold on 1 second, Paul Frank. Let's just set the intention for this.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Right? How are
That's
you?
great.
You've been through a lot, but you look incredible. You look healthy.
I feel good.
You got pink in your cheeks.
Ring light. Ring light and a little ring light and self tanner is helping. You know what I mean? It's all good. Are you getting as many DMs and text messages as I am? People like in desperate need to be touched?
Can I just say, I've actually, honestly, I've never been busier, and I'm so bad at DM. And I was there on Saturday, and I literally had like 100 DMs. I'm like, what's happening? Oh my God, I haven't checked my DM in a week. There's so many DMs, and there's so many like messages, emails. And also, for the first time, I'm doing virtual consultations, and that's picking up actually.
That's great.
And I'm seeing people that I've never seen before. I'm talking to people that I've never talked before to.
Yeah.
I'm having the most incredible conversations, interesting, crazy conversations all at the same time.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what? Yeah, all this opportunity, you know, it's giving us more time with our family. It's giving us more time for self-care and all these other things. But unfortunately, it's not giving it in the manner of which a lot of us really need. You know what I'm saying? And I think once this is all over, people are going to be running for services that make them feel good, because we're all going to need, no matter what spectrum you fall, healthy, sick, people in areas that with more cases than not, we all going to feel this. We're all going to want that release.
We're all going to. Well, I think remember that we're all humans and we all have our energy, but we all need. And we miss touch. And I think that a lot of us are missing that human contact. You know, and particularly for me and you, Paul Frank. You know, I'm a social butterfly. I like to be able to like touch and help people. And also for you, what you're doing is making people feel better inside, even if you're giving them skin confidence.
That's what we do.
You're giving them the internal confidence. And I think that a lot of people miss that so much.
You spend time with people, you speak with them in an intimate way, and it's tough to do that from across the room or on Instagram. You're intimate with people in a setting, you have their hands on them, you're communicating with them. And, you know, I do not think that human nature will ever disappear. I think there's going to be
that's our survival.
Comfort. That's it. That's our survival. I mean, that's how we all ended up procreating, right? Through some form of intimacy. So we have to start touching each other at some point. But
yeah, I agree with you. It's going to be interesting. And I think we had a chat on the phone over the weekend when you called me after we were texting each other. And it's sort of like one of the people, I had quite a lot of calls asking for facials. People still think that I'm open because I have the virtual appointments online. And I'm like, listen, we're not open, but like, well, how can you reassure me that when you do open, that you're going to be okay to open? And you and me had a little talk about this. And I mean, of course, we want everyone to be safe. We want people and our staff to be healthy. And whether that means screening our clients, you know, more diligently. And I even said to you, I probably will look more like a hospital than a, you know, this is my atelier. I'm here by myself, but it feels like a home. And I'm sort of like, is this going to feel like a home, or am I going to be wearing whites? Am I going to be wearing a face shield? Well, like, what do you think?
The good news is that you run a very boutique operation, and mine, compared to most doctors' offices, is more boutique. It's not, you're not high volume. You have only a few people in your place at a time. So I think the flow will be important, because people don't want to feel like they're sitting in a busy waiting room with 10 people. You know what I mean?
Oh gosh, so no. That's terrible.
I think that's the most important thing. One of the things that's very interesting about your practice is that you are very technology based too. You know, lights, rollers, things of that nature. And it's not just hands on. And my feeling is, in our culture, at least for a while, that technology based application for both of us is going to become more and more significant.
Will be more like. Well, we do a thing here called the buckle massage, where we go into the mouth, you know, and we massage.
Yeah, I know.
We won't be doing that for a while, you know. I think I think it's going to be pretty much thinking about distancing, you know, with facials, but versus getting too close. And I think
there has to be a glove or some sort of a protective enough device that doesn't feel like shitty latex to give facial massages. something that you could lubricate appropriately.
My garden gloves. I have them with me right now. I have my pink garden gloves. I can wear.
I'm thinking about you actually touching someone's face, creating like more of a comfortable hand condom that you can give the massage. Give the massage in a way. I mean, who knows?
I just don't know if I could do that though. I think
I don't know. I think at first, facial massages, as with any type of massage, is going to be hands off. I think you're going to be using a lot of lights, oxygen therapy, e-stim devices, ultrasound, radio frequency. I mean, I could use a good radio frequency treatment right now. My God.
Yeah, so, I mean, I literally, let me just show you. Look, I have the big guns over there. So I think a lot of that, right? You have it too. A lot of lights, RF. I might have to do a little bit of RF. But yeah, so anyway, I think on a serious note, obviously I'm certainly not going to open up until it's safe to, open up, and nor would I put anyone at risk and expose the virus to anyone. I think we all have a responsibility to, stay indoors right now until the time is right. And I'm interested to see the staging of all the industries when they can go back to work. And I would imagine that spas will be the last in the line because we are so intimate. Interestingly, Denmark have opened up salons. Did you see that in the news?
Really?
Denmark
have
opened up salons and hairdressing. Yeah, it's interesting.
Wow.
That was interesting to me. So I think a question that I mean, obviously, I'm so glad that you're well, but one of the things that I have is that, of course, people are going to be running to you. What do you think, and I have to ask you this question also, people are going to be quite price sensitive, I think. And so what can someone come to you for what's the best thing to do on a budget? They haven't seen anyone, they haven't had Botox, they haven't had laser, they want to just do one thing with you because they're a little bit nervous about spending all this money again. And of course, people are going to be coming out of this thinking, I don't want to spend all this money on like all this stuff. What would be a good starting point for someone who wants to see you?
I actually think the busiest thing I do when I get back is going to be FRAXEL resurfacing. And I'll tell you why. A, it's very cost effective. It's not something that takes maintenance. B, people have the downtime for their skin to be off 3-4 days. Everyone is going to, we're not going to be running to bar mitzvahs and weddings and concerts and a lot of things. So a lot of these like at least in my office, a lot of the less invasive treatments like the Clear and Brilliance and the Laser Genesis where you need to do like 10 of them, I think people are going to have less tolerance. They're going to be like, you know what, I want to do something for a bang of my buck. I don't have 3 weddings this June. I have the time, and it's not something that's going to take maintenance. It'll take a permanent difference. I mean, of course, everybody who could afford it is going to run back and get their injectables. There's no question. But I think people who are going to take that next step, they're going to be willing to do something that has a little bit of downtime, where I think the trend over the last few years is that no one had time for anything.
Nobody has downtime. And I would agree with you. I have been obviously doing a lot of virtual consultations, and I'm like, this is a great time for you to do an enzyme and do some like, at-home gentle chemical peels, not like the heavy stuff that you and me do, but you're not in the sun, you're at home, you can have the downtime, you're not exposed to the UVA and B rays that's going to sensitize your skin. So I'm like, listen, this is a great time for you to like invest in some chemical peels, and when you come back to see me, we'll top it off with a professional peel, to get your skin back. But for you, I think that's a really good idea. For people that want to come back, FRAXEL, I think you're right. I think that's going to be really popular. I think for me, it's probably going to be send my clients to you to get the stuff that I can't do to you. And then I think in terms of, a lot of people have been asking me now about home care and self-care, and I know that you also love products too. And I think everyone at home, if you're watching, just keep maintaining your skin, like doing the things that you should be doing, cleaning your skin properly, using the serums, using your retin A. I know you're drinking lots of water, keeping your skin healthy, using the moisturizer at nighttime and daytime, using SPF when you're out. I think all these little things are going to help. Definitely don't be afraid to use your own hands. I tell people that,
and the at-home technology market. I know you have a bunch of at-home devices that you use, like your EGF, microneedling, these sheet masks. I mean, the future of at-home devices was already growing. It's going to grow so much more dramatically. I know, it's amazing. So I think
these are amazing, and I have to say, like, I have been doing a lot of virtuals, and I think Diane has one of these.
Yeah, of course she does.
Microneedling. Let me just say, I know that you're a fan of microneedling because I know that you have a beautiful guy in your office who does this for you. But microneedling is phenomenal for, you know, helping for fine lines and like generally overall tightening and brightening. So for sure, you know, for anyone that's at home and you're like dying to see Paul Frank and I, then start maintaining your skin with some devices, because now you have the time. And this is the thing with home devices, it's really a lifestyle commitment. When you do all these devices, you need to give yourself that time. But guess what? Now you have time. So actually,
but by the way,
I think
anything we do is a lifestyle commitment.
Yeah, it's
Having
true.
good skin, feeling good, it's a lifestyle commitment. There's no one and done. There's not.
Yeah.
There's no one and done. Do me a favor. Could you tell my audience where they could find these products of yours?
Yeah, so this is, my website is Georgia Louise, www.georgialouise.com. And I have all these, you know, amazing like home care gadgets that you can do. And Paul Frank and I also offer all of these professional services in our practices. But for home care, this is microcurrent. And I know that you're a fan of microcurrent. Microcurrent is for lifting muscles. This is microneedling for, you know, skin tightening and pushing product into the skin, repairing and rebuilding. Typically you use it with, you know, like a stem cell or a bioplacenta, growth factors, for example. This is interesting. This is galvanic current. So this actually works on your microcirculation. It gives you a glow. It pushes product into the skin. And then this is if you're puffy. And this is really good. I know that when I saw you for a laser with my aunt, who's currently on the line from Italy in quarantine, do you remember I got these out and you were laughing at me? I'm like, can I just do my own cryo? I don't need your machine. I was there doing this.
No, Diana's
so
on the
this is awesome.
Now, I think. You know, what a lot of people don't realize, they always come, they want to know whether it's like cosmetic dermatology or facialist work, how do they fit into each other? And I always say, you know, just because you go to the dentist to get your teeth cleaned doesn't mean you don't have to brush your teeth at home. They're complementary things. And that's why you
need everything. We need each other. It's like I look at the skin. Yeah, you go a little bit deeper and I'm more on the surface actually. So it's a great pairing. I think that you know, everyone should try and have a good dermatologist and a good esthetician, particularly when you're like, you know, getting into your your 30s. It's really a good time to start thinking about that. And also more for skin cancer. You know, I think that you're an indicator of when you can see things more than I can see things. And it's really prevention, really, is what we say is better than the cure when it comes to skincare, right?
That's right. Now, I think in many ways, and I've been speaking to a lot of people in skincare. I know you work with the mayor, and I've worked with Estee Lauder for many years, and we've worked together on this at-home skin products and things like that. I think in many ways, although it's very depressed, right, I think there will be growth in certain sectors in the skincare market because, again, people are going to be investing in more things at home. They may not be going out as much. You know, we were working on the bespoke cream machine where, just to give everyone a review, Georgia really brought in a technology from Germany. And
let me show them the machine because Paul Frank has it too. Let me just run over here. And you guys, you can get this incredible machine at Paul Frank as well and have your own cream made.
You're not going to get the machine.
You'll get the cream in the USA. Say that again?
You'll get I said you won't get the machine. You'll get the cream.
Here you go.
Let's take a look. Oh, there we go. Perfect.
So this is like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I think that's why Paul Frank loved it so much because he likes chocolate.
I love it. I love it.
And so here you go. So essentially what happens is it can make over 50 billion combinations because we're reading the skin diagnostics. And so we test your skin over here. So we both have this unit and we can test your pH, your hydration level, your oil level, and then it basically assesses what skin type you have. And then it pulls over to the Big Daddy, which is, we call this the Big Daddy. And then it makes you your own cream and it even shakes your own.
And these are clean ingredients, right?
Yeah, they're 100% clean. They're made in Germany with this amazing, lab. They're very clean. And the great thing about it too is that they keep coming up with new things. Like it's got the latest peptides now, stem cells. And then Paul Frank, because you are a plastic surgeon, I mean, you're a dermatologist, you can do other things like brightening agents that I can't use.
What's unique about this technology and what attracted it to me the most is that, you know, the industry is trying to move towards customized and bespoke, but unfortunately, all the things that are out there are really only questionnaire based. there's nothing truly clinical diagnostic. And that's what really attracted me to this. And it is an experience. And listen, people are still going to want the experience. They're going to come in, they're going to meet with an esthetician, they're going to do the clinical testing. It may take 15 or 20 minutes. They'll find the right base for you. You can watch the machine make your cream. The cream has a shelf life of a few months, and it'll be barcoded. It'll be barcoded so that you could have that exact combination cream made for you every time you come in. And if the seasons change, or if you're just at a quarantine or something like that, and we need to change up the formula, guess what? You redo the testing. So I really think this is a device that is going to be the future of skincare.
Oh, I do too. I mean, the people that are on this, their skin's transforming. And I mean, listen, why would you buy something off the shelf when you can buy something that's made for you? It's like having a tailor-made suit, you know. It's like, it's completely made with your measurements in mind. Yeah. And so you're going to get better results, you know. So it's incredible. And I agree with you. I think there's going to be more things that are more customized, more bespoke in a sense of like home care treatments. And it would be great if this technology could be available for people at home, you know, and then they could bring in the results. So like you and me can make everyone cream. Soon enough, right?
Soon enough. You know, there'll be like an app for the iPad.
An app, yeah. I have a question. I have a few questions for you. So we talk a little bit about home care, and then we talked about, and you said also that devices are going to be a big thing, and I think that they already are becoming quite a big thing. However, there's a slippery line between what's safe to do at home and what you shouldn't really be doing at home. So, for example, I detest people doing laser at home, and I wanted to talk to you about lasers because a lot of people ask me a lot about lasers. Why would you do lasers at home? And do you think that there could be a machine that would be safe for people to do laser? Well, I mean, would you trust your clients doing resurfacing or rejuvenation?
No, there really are no at-home lasers. They're light sources. You know, people confuse. A laser is really a specific wavelength of light, and it could deliver more power more specifically. There are a lot of broader band light sources. You use them. I use them. You can get them. You can get them at home. The good news is, they're much lighter. They're not as dangerous, but the downside is that you may not get that much. I will tell you, the FDA does regulate these very closely. I really am not aware of any of the products at home that are going to pose that much of a danger. We know there are a few, and anything that's going to really go below the top layers of the skin really are going to pose a danger. I mean, listen, there are doctors and very good facialists that run into trouble with the more complicated stuff. So
100%, and that's why I would never do lasers in my practice. I refer them to you.
People roll the dice, and I think people who are good at what they do, they know their niche, they know their category. And there's more than enough work. And that's why people like you and I work so good together, and we both stay so busy because we focus on what we know and what we do best, and we work together. That's
right.
It. You know, I don't think a company is going to steal business from us in the home market. It's just the biology. There's always a little pain, no gain. And once you start getting to the home market, you know, it's just not going to work out that way.
What about like radio frequency for home care? Do you trust that at home?
No.
I don't either.
The only way radio frequency or ultrasound works is that it brings the temperature of the superficial, in your case, or deeper dermis, in my case, up to a certain temperature. That temperature, the collagen and elastin machines go on. But that temperature of 40 to 42 degrees centigrade, if not in the right hands, can cause a burn. It could cause a superficial burn for the lighter machines. It could cause a deeper burn. So again, you could use an at-home radio frequency device, but if it's not getting up to the right temperature, then it's not doing anything. And I think there's a lot of things out there. There are a lot of things out there that are on the market that are a waste of time. Listen, there are rollers that really work and others that are kind of hogwash. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people like to buy hope in a jar or in an iPhone case. And it's our job to help guide them about what works and what doesn't and where it fits into their skincare regimen. Because there definitely is good home tech and there's good home skincare, but we have to realize and teach our clients where it fits into what we do.
Right. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and these are just general questions that people ask me all the time, and then you can tell me what the best treatment is for it. Best treatment for sun-damaged skin and in your 40s.
FRAXEL.
Okay.
It's always resurfacing.
Best treatment for acne scarring.
For acne scarring, energy delivered microneedling. It's very good for acne scarred. But this is microneedling, where it injects heat into the dermis.
What machine is that?
There are several. I use Vivace. That's a popular one. There's another one called Genius out on the market. Most of the major laser companies have them. They're all relatively similar. I like the Vivace because of the power that it has, because I tend in my practice to be more aggressive.
Right. Bath treatment for rosacea, because that's a tricky one, rosacea.
Rosacea is a tricky one. You know what? There is no great rosacea treatment without the skills of someone like you, but with the skills of someone like you in conjunction for maintenance, laser therapy is really spectacular. One of the newer devices, AeroLase, is amazing for rosacea. There's the classic V-beam vascular laser, and it really does make an enormous dent in that redness, broken capillary component. I think that everyone should have a facialist and a good skincare regimen.
Best treatment for puffy eyes and dark circles.
Your eye and your eye, frozen eye things. You know, I think puffy eyes and protruding fat are two different things. If it really is puffy eyes, you know, I really always talk to people about diet first, that nature. And then I make a decision about whether use of fillers or laser resurfacing around the eyes, or even surgery. I mean, I have a lot of patients who come in, they say they just have puffy eyes, but, you know, they have hanging skin down to there, and they need a plastic surgeon. So the eyes are such a huge focus in both of our worlds, and there's such a huge focus in both of our worlds, and there's such a huge go through the simplest to the most complex of things.
Enlarged pores.
Oh, large pores. Well, again, good cleaning, regular maintenance and cleaning of the skin is important. You know, contrary to popular belief, you can't remove pores. Sorry, kids, you need them. But I think superficial chemical peels, superficial resurfacing, Clear and Brilliant, anything that's going to tighten the surrounding infrastructure, the you know, the collagen and the fibers, elastin fibers around it that will tighten the structure around the pores, are going to allow them to stay as closed as possible. And then keeping them empty.
Keeping them empty is important. Like, I think I always tell people to derma roll, you know, use AHAs, BHAs. Do you think niacinamide is good for pores?
I think niacinamide is a good anti-inflammatory agent. And there's no question that if you have inflammation of the skin, whether it's from acne or eczema or sensitive skin or hay fever, that it exacerbates open pores. So I think it would help certain people and not others. You know, again, there's no best treatment. I wish I had one laser that worked on everything. I have 30 lasers in my office that are all sadly sitting unused, you know, but.
Best treatment for acne. I have acne. I talked to you about acne before, and about Kybella and other things. And best treatment for this.
Well, if there is a fat component, there are things that we could do for the fat. You know, the Kybellas, the Cool Skull things. I even do microliposuction. If it's really just a skin issue, which is for a lot of people, we all go like that. The energy based. I know we all do. Still like this. The energy based microneedling is great for tightening of that crepey skin. Deeper resurfacing with more aggressive, like CO2 FRAXELs, where it's more of like a week to 10 days of downtime, tightens up that crepey skin. And most importantly, don't talk to your iPhone like this. That's the most important thing, because you're going to see it.
And this is something that I tell my client to do, and I know that you're into yoga a lot also, but there is an amazing move that can help really like strengthen the muscles here, and it's called the baby bird. Do you want to do it with me?
I will. Tell me what to do.
And I teach you that. Okay, let me put my phone somewhere where I can. I'm going to go back to my treatment room, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you.
Oh, I like that effect of you walking through the hallway. It's good. I like that.
Right, hold on. So I remember when I was working with Sandra Bullock, and she was at the Met Gala, and they were all there with, you know, a ton of my clients, and they were all doing a baby bird. So here's a baby bird. So first of all, you see your clavicle right here. You're just gonna, these hands are gonna suppress and push everything down. So push down. All right, and then is your, so then the baby bird is trying to get the worm from mummy bird, right? And so the baby bird is going, so this nut is going to go up really high, and you're going to stick your chin up, and then you're going to push down with your hands. And so you're going to really, like, you know, create tension and elongate these muscles. You ready?
Yeah, I see it. Wow.
Do you see your tongue?
Do I have to regurgitate food to do this?
Yeah. Do you feel that pulling here?
Yeah.
See, this is an amazing way to like strengthen, you know, the sternocleidomastoid muscle here.
Yeah.
And actually, if you do, I always tell people brush your teeth and do a little bit of face yoga, because you know what? Like, we have 43 major muscles in our face, and you know, we use them all the time. But when we work out our muscles with weights, but we can't really do our face. So a little bit of face yoga is really good. And let me show you another one. Are you ready to do this one?
I am
ready. This is
ready.
for the marionette line. Are you ready for the challenge?
I'm ready.
Okay, so this is called the horn blower. All right, so you're gonna let's do it.
Diana's liking this one.
Diana, okay, and your sister's. Are you ready?
Yeah. It's the Dizzy Gillespie. Well, that hurts.
See, because your muscles are tight.
It's a little bit more of a pornographic. There's a more pornographic version of that. So this is a very serious question for you, and I'm so glad you brought up the facial exercises, because we know you do an enormous, amazing work with facial massage, inside, outside. We know that there are an enormous, more genericized treatment places out there doing these things. This is my concern. What do you think the balance is between giving you that immediate lift and rejuvenation and overdoing it and actually stretching the skin and breaking the elasticity? That's what worries me. That's what always worries me.
You got to see the professional, and you got to be trained by a professional. Like, you can't do certain things at home. You always have to go inwards and outwards. You want to work for the origin and the insertion point. So you don't want to bring your face down, you know, you want to be working. And then the other thing is, if you have laxity in your skin and your skin is slightly like, you know, more, it's beginning to drip, you want to have a supporting hand. So when you're working on face massage and, you know, your skin's a little bit lax, make sure you always have a supporting hand so you're not overstretching the skin. So this hand, for example, is going to go here, while this is your pinching hand, is going to come here, and you're going to pinch up versus bringing it down. So what we're doing is we're working upwards, and we're working, and you need to know where your muscles are. You need to understand that, you know, all the different areas of the face, which of course we know, so that you can actually work versus bringing everything down and creating, you know, fine lines and wrinkles, right? So you want to make sure that you lift, you're tight, and then this is the supporting hand, and then the second hand is going in and doing all the lifting and tightening. Yeah,
because I got to tell you, I see educational videos for some like unnamed chains
and this stimulates
of
to do this with me. This is called Chinese tapping, and this actually is used for stimulating the microcirculation. And you know that lymphatic system is very superficial. And actually, my aunt, who's in Italy, was telling me that they do this all over the body to stimulate the microcirculation. So tapping is really important. So there are certain things that you should and you shouldn't be doing at home. For example, gua sha. You know, do you know that gua sha was the number one most popular Google word last year in 2019? Gua sha.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was Dr. Paul.
In beauty.
I thought it was Dr. Frank.
I thought it was Georgia Louise. So anyway, so gua sha is great, but also a lot of people go wrong with gua sha at home, because, you know, in Chinese medicine, they say gua sha is to break down inflammation, and that's why you bruise. But you don't, I mean, you would agree with me, the last thing you want to do is bruise your face, right? So when doing gua sha at home, it's really about elongating the muscles. It's like, I call it Pilates for the face. So it's really just about, you know, relaxing and contouring the face versus like,
of course,
and like creating a bruise. And it's phenomenal for the 11s for me, because it just creates a little, like you'll see, it creates a little bit of trauma, a little bit of erythema, which is a good thing. But the last thing you want to do with gua sha is like annihilate your skin, you know?
Absolutely. No, this is like the best question that you asked with this, because so many people overdo these things. You're making
use professional, use massage tools. Like, these are really smooth. You know, you just always go inwards and outwards, you know, really, really, really important.
are you giving facials to Mark every day? Is he benefiting from all of this?
Mark hasn't had a facial in 10 years. I'm such a horrible wife. Because honestly, it's like, he's so busy, I'm so busy, but then I have my kids, and to be honest, he's got, you know, he's Italian. He's got really good skin.
Yeah.
And I just got him onto, he's been using La Mer, and he's like, oh, I really like the La Mer. So I got him into like La Mer, and he's been literally like lapping this on, and I have to say, it was great, because his skin's a little bit dry. But I did promise him for his birthday a facial at home. I should probably film it on Instagram so we can all see it. How about you?
Oh, you absolutely.
Have you been doing any treatments on Diane? Like, have you guys been giving each other like facial massage or anything?
Everyone thinks I'm sitting around the house injecting myself and my wife, but we really haven't been. You know, people are like calling me up, could we do like porch Botox? I'm like, people are out of their minds.
I have people
we're just chilling.
And I bet you probably have a lot of people that just want to come and see you right now. You know, they just want to see you and get fixed.
Well, I will say, unfortunately, and I know this for a fact, there are dermatologists, there are plastic surgeons, there are facialists that are practicing despite the rules here. So it's sad but true.
Don't do it. If you're a professional, just stay home or be like me, be a hermit and be yourself.
People don't realize that even though things are getting better, we're getting better from the top. We're not getting better from the bottom. So work, it will be there for all of us. And, you know, I know what I love about you and what I like to think about myself is the integrity of our practice, safety, giving people that intimate feeling and safety on really connecting with our patients. And we'll get back to that. And I think that's a great way to just end this. And we'll see each other soon enough. We'll be texting about patients during the day. And
can you help
my
me with
wife
this?
will be first on their list to come see you.
No, I mean, I miss her so much. Did you know she did open surgery for me on my did she show you the photographs? You know, because I had my hip surgery.
Oh, I
got a staph infection. And so she helped me glue it back together because, you know.
I know, she told me.
We had you should have seen it. I was dying. Hilarious. She's phenomenal. She should be your clinical esthetician. She's so great.
Oh, I know. Anyway, I love you.
I love you too.
It was a great meeting.
That you're healthy and well. And you know, if you have any questions, you know, DM us. You know, we'll answer them for you. Stay healthy and well. We're going to be open when it's safe to open. But in the meantime, take care of your skin. Keep up with your routine. I'm doing virtual appointments. I'm sure Paul Frank will be open to that too. I don't know if you're doing virtual appointments actually. Are you doing virtual appointments? Not yet.
I may start. Not yet. Not yet.
We'll be back soon.
Anyway, okay. Bye-bye, sweetie. See you later.
All right.
Bye.
Stay well. Bye.